All right, Kelly, I love talking about this. Influencers sometimes come in a second, sometimes they come in a lifetime. Sometimes they're positive, sometimes they're negative, but they still influence us. My When I speak, I always chat about my grandfather, him, my grandmother, my mom, my aunt. They came from Kiev and went into Canada. And fast forward, I remember him taking me for walks in the park in Montreal, and he talked to everybody. And I said to him, as I call him, Zeta, how do you know all these people? And he said, well, one day I just smiled at this guy, and he pointed at the guy who was actually coming to see us. I smiled at him, and he smiled at me, and we talked, and we became friends. And someone else saw his smile. So I'm trying to take this in as a 5-year-old. And I can kind of, my kid in me actually remembers taking it in that, oh, this is an easy world I'm in. I just have to smile at people. Big deal, you know? And then you get older and you complicate it. And then you realize as you get older again, you don't have to complicate it. A
Right.
smile can actually do that type of thing. So
Especially in these times. It can make all the difference to someone's day.
100%, because people are just craving that feeling that a smile does. So with all that and everything that we've gone through and talked about, I'm sure you have a lot of influencers too. And can you share two or three that have been influential in your life?
Sure. I think my grandmother was probably the biggest influence of all
Hmm.
from day one, obviously. And she was just amazing. I mean, she was sharp-witted, dramatically protective and caring of my sister and I. I'm a twin. And
There's another
just
one of you?
we're very, very different people. But my grandmother was always there, and she made it until 102 and a half
Wow.
on 15 years. But I try to carry on her legacy in every way I can. Obviously, Steve Jobs, huge influence on me for the better part of 3 decades.
Wow.
Um, and I'm forever grateful for him rewiring my DNA, um, and being responsible for so much of who I am in the world, my success, how I think about the world, how I view the world, all by virtue of him getting me as a young girl. Um,
He cared.
he did, and it was apparent. And I don't know. I've been fortunate to have mostly pretty good bosses over my time who really also cared, and colleagues and friends, too many to name.
Yeah.
But I've tried to surround myself with great people. Have there been a few clunkers in there? Yes, as we have all had throughout our lives. But on balance, I would say I've been very fortunate with the people I've surrounded myself with.
Yeah, well, the clunkers are there as a different type of influence, how not to be,
Yeah, yeah.
and stuff like that. No, thank you so much for sharing that. I always say it should remind us that we're influencing people ourselves all the time, and probably more than half the time we don't even know that we're
Unless they tell us or
influencing.
someone tells us. Yeah,
Yeah, and we should just make the decision to maybe be positive influencers instead of negative influencers. And
exactly right.
as you've
Exactly
said, and
right.
especially in the world today, that's the way that would think to be. That would be the way to go. So,
And to one of your earlier questions about AI, I mean, AI cannot replace a smile. That's humanity. I went to an event a week or two ago and they took pictures, and most of the pictures came out good. But I saw one the other day of me looking sideways and next to some people that were laughing. I was not laughing. I was looking terribly serious. I thought, oh my God, what a terrible picture. So don't, the camera's everywhere. So try to
yeah.
remember to smile as much as you possibly can.
I know, and you know what? It takes less muscles than a frown, as they
It
say,
sure
right?
does. Yep.
So you're right on the money. And you got a beautiful smile, so bring it,
Thank you.
baby.
Thank you.
Thanks for sharing that.
Most people have beautiful smiles.
Well, the hockey players without teeth is
Yeah,
still
well, that's another
beautiful.
story.
Thank you.